Yeah. Oh my god, man. It was super wild. Oh, emotions are high. Okay. Let me I think my webcam is stuck on um green screen mode. Just 1 second. Yeah, it's stuck on green screen mode. There, fixed it. Yeah. Um okay. Let me collect my thoughts here for a second. And I will prepare for streaming. I wasn't planning on streaming, but I tried to de-escalate the situation there. Um, um, all right. No need to be furious. No need to be furious. All right, so let me stop this bot here because it gives people 0 points. Um, the thing is, I don't know what I'm doing. The thing, like, I really wasn't planning on streaming. So let me just collect my thoughts. Yeah, it's a bot. I think it's written in JavaScript. Um, I mean, it's open source. It's called Phantom Bot. You can look it up. I started it, but then I don't know why it starts every time I restart my computer. Um, and Yeah. So okay. So here is what I want to do. All right. So that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. And that's not. That's not. All right. Let's start a new one. So let me start a new one here. And here is what I want to do. Tasks. Um, so what I want to do is I have so on yesterday's stream I wrote the Python API that will drive this. I wrote the Python API. So let me show you how this Python API works. So let's start a new Tmux session. All right, and let's do that, and let's start Postgres, and let's start it. Okay, and then let's run the server, and now let me show you that API. Let me collect this here. Okay. So localhost. By the way, it's Thursday today, right? It is Thursday today, right? Wait, what? Editorial log. What? What is going on? Just 1 second. Um, No, I have a topic. Going to do a GraphQL implementation of this that talks to this microservice. Um, multi-part native service. What do you mean, Cobalt? Um, what do you mean? What's a native service? Blackburn, where are you located? Um, by the way, Blackburn, were you the one were you the one that asked me if I drink out of a vase? Someone asked me that, and it's like it made me laugh so hard. I can't remember who that was though. I don't remember who that was. I'm pretty sure it was you, but I don't. I don't remember who that was. Okay, so let's go and um, effectively write a multi-part native multi-platform native service. Got it. Native code as in ASM. I have no idea. I don't know even how to like where to start. No idea. What I'm looking at is why is this? Oh, I don't know. I know why. Because it wasn't approved. Let me approve it. Just 1 second. Right. Confirm. And yeah, okay. It wasn't merged. That's why I didn't see my changes. Now it is. So now if I go here and go to editorial log, then API v1 editorial log, then we'll see the log. All right. What we see, we have this edit count, we have editors, we have goal, we have prompt context ID, and prompt IDs and editors and so on and so forth. All right. So what I want to do right now, I think first I should kind of explain this, at least for a second, like how our system works. So then I will, kind of give you the why behind this stream, right? Because the what can be clear, but the why is not very clear. By the way, and this is an invite. If anybody wants to pair and work together with me, then you are more than welcome to do so. All right, so let's talk about what are we doing right now, okay? So we have the client, and the client is, normally written in JS. And then here we have a service, right? And the service is normally written in Python, whatever, I think, like here. And then what we want is to essentially have the client call the services. But the client needs, and again, if we're looking at here at this part, we have 40 plus of these. So what we do is we essentially have a gateway here, so a gateway, and then the gateways talk to the services. So what I did, and I did that on yesterday's stream, what I did is I said, all right, so we have, this editorial log, and now what I want is I want the client to support this editorial log. In order for the client to support this editorial log, I need to add this support for the gateway, even though the support is here in the service already. So what I'm doing right now is I want to add this support to the gateway. Now the gateway is written in JavaScript, and everything is written with GraphQL. So we are going to write a GraphQL schema, and then we are going to write, the query and the mutations if we need, and then we are going to write the client for it. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. And what's happening here? All right. Cool. Awesome. Wait a second. All right. So cool. So now let's go ahead and do that. In order to do that, we need to call we need to work on our gateway. So let's sync our gateway. And let's do yarn. All right, so we have yarn there, and then we're gonna do tmux new session -s, and we're gonna do sticks here. And then this is going to be yarn local. And first we need to source.env and then yarn local. Right. Okay. So then we'll have that here. So now let's see what we have here in the content app. So content app. And we have resolvers, content, and let's see what we have. Oh, we have these like get goals and get prompts and upsert prompts. So let's see what we have here in the get goals. So the get goals will get a content dodona, which is request.app.services.content. And then the goals is going to be await content dodona.get goals. All right, so let's look at dodona.js, which is our client. And I don't see get goals. So this is the services. I don't see get goals. Oh, I see content dodona. So content dodona, and here we probably have the get goals here. Yeah, so we have the get goals there. So if we go to the get goals, we see latest version, get latest version, and then we have a URL which does that. We have a params, we have an argument, and then we have that. Okay, so here we are getting somewhere. So now this is the part of the content apps, and let's look at the GraphQL. We have queries. Do we have so modules? Modules has nothing. Resolvers, content. We have actions. We have a content resolver. Okay, so content resolver, we have a get context summary, get goals, get prompts. We have a check validation that does something. So where is our schema? All right, so all right, cool. So what I'm looking for is the schema. So I see mutations, and then in mutations we have a prompt. Well, I don't really need that. All I need is, so let's look here. So SRC, we have app, and then we have GraphQL, resources. We probably have do we have content here? We don't. So let's see. So we have a proposal, we have Q&A, we have matching. All right, so let's look at content app for a second here. And we have services here, and then we have constants. That's nothing. Enums is nothing. And where is my schemas? Let's see. So prompt. Well, I don't know. So chat has been quiet for a couple of days. I don't know if you know, I don't know if that's the issue here or not, but you know, chat has been kind of quiet. Okay, so I see the prompt type, and prompt change. I don't see a prompt change event. So in types, do we have an index.js? We do. Prompt type. So we have a prompt type. So let's look at the prompt type.js. So we have a prompt type. Name is prompt type. Okay, so name is prompt type. So what I want to do, localhost, where is this located right now? 3002, right? So 3002, and we have a GraphQL, right? Let me see, where is the GraphQL here? GraphQL. Where is that? Oh, GQL and then GraphQL, right? So then GQL and GraphQL, cool. So if I go to localhost 9001, I think. I don't have that yet, right? So then Athena, and then tmux new session dash s and Athena. And then let's do, I can't remember how to start. All right, so then let's do a yarn start. Yes, so now 9001 will be available. So let's start that on 9001 and we'll get our token. Okay, so we'll get our token in a minute once this compiles. There's not a lot we can do, but you know, in that time. So let's just wait for that. All right, so that seems to work. So if we go here to project brief and we go to the console, then what do we get? We get a 401 unauthorized. Okay, so let's clear this, refresh. Oh, I know why. Okay. So graph here. Where is this? Okay. So common.json here. And then this is here and this is here. This is here. And then athena.json has the override login. Okay. So now if we refresh, we should see the login screen. And we do. Hey, not Q. How are you, man? Haven't seen you here in a while. All right, so then I'm gonna log in, which will allow me to see the project brief goals. And let's see if it does. So GraphQL is still pending, and this should go through here, and it did. Oh, okay, I see. So now I need to run the server here as well, and I did. So everything should be working. Jumpy stick! Wow, everybody's here. I feel home. I feel like I'm at home. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so what's going on here? Why is this not returning? Yeah, I am home, but you know what I mean. I mean, chat feels like home. Um, so what is going on? Why is this not giving me what I want? So if I refresh here, then I get a GraphQL and I have a token. Um, Today I added a Prometheus endpoint and instrumentation to my Golang app. Then I add a config prom for it from a collector to a front end, and now I need to add Grafana. That's pretty awesome. And like on cue, Kata is saying that's pretty awesome. That's cool. All right. So it's listening, but I'm not seeing it getting my thing, my thing. What is happening? So this is on port 3002. Get out of my head. Dum dum dum. And where are we right now? So this is this. So did I change anything here? I did not. So what is going on? All right, so let's do that. So let me copy the token here. Okay. I'll copy the token. And then I'll go here. Oh, maybe this is why. All right. Well, no. Why is this hanging? Invalid login from GraphQL. But why is it hanging? That's what I'm failing to understand here. Okay. Oh, wait. What? Okay, just 1 second. Am I missing something? Just 1 second. Let me see. Oh, Spain. I haven't been to Spain yet. Spain is awesome. Now my phone isn't here. Let me think. All right, I'm gonna get my phone for a second. Just 1 second. All right. Okay. So we are going to log in here. I think I have the wrong client ID, but let me fix that just 1 second. That's not what I want. I want this one. All right. Okay. Okay. There. Just 1 second. I'm looking for something. Where am I? Dum dum dum. This not this one. I think this one. So let me see if I have the right one here. I think I do. I do. So let's rerun this. All right. Just 1 second. All right. So let's refresh. Cannot read property status. So I think this is not working. And it makes everything just run wild. Yeah, so this isn't working correctly. Right, let me fix that. Let's go application. Let's clear this. Refresh here. And we should go here. Log in. And we don't really need this debug point anymore. We go here. We get this ID token. And then we go to localhost 3002 GQL GraphQL. And this now hangs. Now I'm not sure why it hangs. Oh, what is it trying to do? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I see what it's doing. All right. So let me connect. I need to connect to the VPN for this. So let me just connect to the VPN. And once I connect to the VPN, then everything will work. So just 1 second. All right. Okay. So doesn't it feel like Friday today? It's insane. I'm telling you, I feel like it's Friday. I don't know why. I don't know who. I don't know how come. But I just feel like it's Friday today. I don't know why. It feels like the end of the day Friday, and you're not working tomorrow. I don't know why, but I mean that's how I feel right now. All right. So I'm now connected to the VPN, and if I refresh now, then it works. Okay. All right. Yeah, Cobalt, you said it's Friday. You're living in the Netherlands, right? You know, I've been to the Netherlands once. I've been there with my kids. We had a great time there. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. Okay, so if we see here in terms of docs, then we have a query type. And here we should have a prompt type. So I see a project. I see content here, which has a prompt query type. And this has a prompt, which is a content prompt list type. And then a goal, which is a string, an offset, which is an int. Got it. I took a look at your GitHub. How did I do that? My friendly Kraken. You mean yesterday? How did I do that? I can show you that easily. Are you interested in that? Like, how did I do that yesterday? 123 contributions. If you are legitimately interested in that, then I will show you. But if not, then I will not. It is your choice. Send bits if you're interested. No, I'm kidding. All right. So here's the deal. I will show you that, just so you know. So yesterday, I don't know if you remember or not. I streamed yesterday, like afternoon, and oh, jumpy stick with a bit. All right, thank you. So yesterday I received, and I will show you everything. And I received a bug. Let me show you the bug. Let me show you the bug. Let me show you the bug. And there. There. Let me show you that. I'm literally showing you my workplace Slack. So please bear with me for a second. Okay, there. So this happened yesterday. And what happened was that Circle just started failing all of our builds. Just each of them, every single one of them was failing. And what I had to do was basically, looking into why it's happening, because obviously, we can't have all the builds failing. And it was failing at a very critical moment when I am finishing a release. So what I do, and I can show you that, when I do release finish, I do like this script, right? So then release finish, blah, 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 this and that, and this and that. So this creates one commit per service. So this is probably around 45 commits, like nothing, right? So this is 45 commits. And what it basically does, it takes one branch and it merges it into another branch and then commits and pushes the code. And it does everything with GitHub API. You can see I have this like GitHub token here. And it creates one commit per service. So then what then happened was that all the services started failing because of this Circle CI issue. So what I did, I went to this globality service data. And you see I have a cat repositories here. So I globality repositories, and I created a list of my applications. Oh no, globality ops scripts. So I created a list of my applications, and you can see a list of all of our applications. And then what I did was I opened up Vim and I started typing in macros. And those macros ended up being something like this. And yeah, something like this. And basically what I had to do is I had to copy something from somewhere, and then create a commit called fixing blah, 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 this and that, and then create a pull request. So this gave me a list of, GitHub, com, globality, blah, 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 gave me a list of pull requests, which were then merged. So this is probably around 45 to 50 more commits. So that's like 90 commits. And 40 plus something was probably just my organic work. 30 plus something is just my organic work around the company. And this is the story of 123 commits in one day. Do you feel like I've taken you on a journey of being awesome? All right. So basically, by the way, everything that I've done was here in the terminal, and yeah. So everything is completely automated and a journey of some kind. Well, I fixed it. I fixed it, Oh, it put in a commercial? Shit. I'm sorry about I didn't even know like my channel had commercials. Um yeah, sometimes it's like that. Yeah, exactly. Please work and fuck this and why that and this is apparently this and this is apparently that and the universe has something against me and everybody hates me and I hate everybody else. Yeah. Fixing CI is always a fun journey. All right. So here we now know that we need a prompt query type. And whoops, that's not what I wanted. To prompt query type. And a prompt query type gives us a context summary type, and then a goal group type, and then a prompt type, which resolves with get prompts. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay. By the way, I haven't looked at my GitHub in a while. Let me see that 1 second. God damn it, I'm enjoying today's stream. All of the old schoolers are here. Man. 123. Yeah, that sounds that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, look, this is I think this is him. So Tom is a part of my team. I like I said many times. I run a team at Globality, and you can see because he does releases. He runs releases. Then all Fridays he has, and then it moves to Thursdays. So you see 170, 177, 170. And that's actually 100% automated. So those are all 100% automated. All he has to do is basically run a command that we wrote called, release finish. And then he'll do something like release start. And for me, what you'll see is I have that like once a month. So once a month I have like 115 commit and then 64 here and then a month later 44. So once a month, usually on a Wednesday, you'll see that for me. And then for Tom, it's usually on a Thursday or on a Friday. So you can actually see that. And those are all like 100% automated. And what they look like, by the way, and you can, and again, I can show you that, is they look like this. So if you go to a release branch, which we cut release today, you see a commit like this, like freezing requirements, right? And I talked about this in my blog, so kensomedium.com, kensodev. So I talked about it in my blog, how we keep dependencies fresh across 45 plus microservices. And this is like this phases is what's happening here in the commits. So this is a commit, even though it's 100% automated. And yeah, so if you look here and you'll see commits, then you'll see 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of these are 100% automated, right? So starting release and bump in version, and then bump in version here, and with this CI skip, all of these are automated. And you see them again like the day before, and then you'll see those again, before. So now you get it. All right. So I hope I answered that question clearly. If not, then let me know. All right. So then if we look here to localhost 3002 GQL and GraphQL, then we'll see this query type. No, not this query type. Oh, come on. So we'll see a query type and content. We have a prompt query type, and the goal is a goal type, and this is a content prompt list type, which has items, which each of the items is a cont prompt type. Okay, which has an ID, which is a string, and then this is a default, and prompt context ID is a string, and blah, blah, blah. All right. So I feel like I am starting to understand this. So let's look here again. So we have a prompt query type, and it probably lives inside here, and then this has an index, or here it has an index to prompt. Yeah, so prompt query type, I see that. Prompt query type. Wait, what? Oh, it's a content app and then queries. Got it. Content type, prompt query type. Really? I don't like this. Let me see. Yeah, all right. So then let's do that. So then here we'll do an editorial log type from editorial log type. And this will be here, editorial log, which is going to be this. And then the type is going to be editorial log type. And great. So this will fail. And that's expected. So then let's go ahead here and create an SRC app content or types. Where is it? So GraphQL, where is this located? Oh, it's beside. Okay. Good seeing you too. SRC content app. Yep. And then what do we have here? We have GraphQL. And then what do we have here? We have resources, content, and then queries. Okay, queries, and then here we'll have this editorial log type. Great. Wait, whoa, Will, welcome, man. Thank you for the subscription. I haven't seen you in ages, man. And I don't think I ever seen you watch the stream. How are you, man? How are you feeling? Thank you for the subscription, man. Much appreciated. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot, dude. It means a lot. All right, so then let's look at the prompt query type. All right, and then this will be here. And let's change all the prompt query type to editorial. Wait. Not Q, man. Thank you so much. Wow, you guys are awesome today. Thank you. So here, let's do the index. So this is a prompt query type. And and this should be an editorial log query type. Yeah, so let's change that to type editorial log query type. All right, so then editorial log mv this to src content app. Just 1 second. My gopher toys. Thank you, Napcat. I actually bought like 6 of these or 5 of these. I don't remember, to give away to viewers. And there will be, we have contests once in a while. So as you can see, I have multiple of these, and they are here to give to viewers. So I don't remember how many I bought. I already gave out one. Yeah, if you like them, then just stay tuned. We'll have contests and we'll give them away. Yeah, we'll give them away. I don't remember how much they cost, but they were a ridiculous amount of money. Okay, so editorial log query type. Wait, what's going on now? I don't remember. Okay. So editorial log is editorial log query type. So then let's move this. So let's move this into src content app, GraphQL, resources, content, queries, editorial log query type JS. Okay. So then editorial log query type JS, which we're going to have here. So then prompt query type senior cell. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Editorial log query type. Okay. So then this will be editorial log query type. So if we just do yarn local here, then we should see that in the schema. So if you go to query type, you will see editorial log context, which has a context, which has a goal, and it has a prompt. So that works, even though right now it's completely identical to, completely identical to everything else, to the prompt, which it shouldn't. So let's see what we have there. So we'll have an editorial log type, which has a field, it has a context, has a goal, and it has a prompt. So here, what we'll really have is not any of these. So we don't have that. What we will have is the fields. In the fields, let me see, editor config here. Oh, I don't have an editor config. All right, so then let's go to code. Let's go to code, globality, Hestia. Do I have an editor config there? I do. So let's copy that here and paste it because I want that. So editorial log query type. So if I do fields now, it's still on 2. So let's do that and close Vim and open it again. Editorial log query type. So now we have 4, which is great. So what do we have? We have editors, which is GraphQL string. So this is the type is GraphQL string, and then we have edit count, which is a type of GraphQL int. That's not what I want. I want integer, and we don't really need all of this bullshit anymore. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have a goal, which is a GraphQL string, And we have a prompt context ID. So prompt context ID, which is a string. And we have prompt IDs, which is also a string. So this should compile. Okay. So if you refresh now, we should see that this is a different type. So let's go to query type, and editorial log is here. We have editors, we have edit count, we have goals, and we have prompt IDs. Awesome, 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 awesome. So then prompt query type is content prompt list type. All right, so let's look at prompt query type. And here in the prompt, we have a type that is a prompt type, which resolves. Oh, and then we have a goal. I see. So here, well, I'm not sure if that's what I want. So goals and then prompt. All right, so I think what I want here. Okay, I think I understand. Sure, no problem, Silver. No problem at all. So I think what I want here is that this is editorial log or logs, whatever. And then here the type is editorial log type. And the resolver is that. So request.resolver.content.get editorial logs. And then we'll have this. So let's break this into another line here. Okay. And then here, we'll do that. All right. And then here, we'll put that. And this will be the editorial goal type. And this will be editorial goal type. All right. And now let's create that. So src content app, GraphQL resources, content, queries. And then here, Silver, thank you for the follow. Silver Surfer Gorilla, thank you for the follow. Editorial log type. All right, so then prompt type is going to be here, and this will be there. And then we'll replace prompt type with editorial log type and do that. And we don't really need that. And GraphQL list. What is GraphQL list? Why do I need that? Reference prompts. All right. So then reference prompts, and this is ID. Okay. So let's do that. So here we'll have an editors, and the type is just GraphQL string. And then we'll have prompt IDs, which is a string. And we will have a prompt context ID, which is a string. And we'll have a goal, which is a string. And we'll have an edit count, which is actually an integer. And that's about it. Okay, so what is the issue now? I don't know. GraphQL in GraphQL. So here we don't need the ID, we don't need the list, we don't need the object type, we just need that. So this is editorial log type. So if we go to editorial log type, it's here and it resolves there. So I think what's happening is that this is not there. So content.dona. And let's add that there. So this is async function. Get editorial logs, which has a request and an argument. And then it's going to be there. And response is going to be what? We don't really need that get latest version. So let's do something like that. Who cares? Because, well, I don't really need that. I don't know. Okay, for now, let's do that. So let's do that, all right? So then here, let's just do that. I don't really care for now. Okay, so what is the issue? Editorial goal type. Editorial goal type. Why can't it find it? Editorial. Oh, it's not editorial goal, it's editorial log. So let's do that. Editorial goal type to editorial log type. All right, so then let's refresh. And this should now be correct. And it's not. GraphQL object type. All right, so here, GraphQL object type should be imported. And let's sort this. So we did. Trailing spaces, everything here is good. Still not. Okay, so now it is working. So if we go here, we go to the query type, we go to editorial log, we have logs, which is editorial log type, and then we'll have this. Awesome. That was easy. All right, so then here we will do something like that. Okay. So here we'll do that. And then here we will have this API v1, and then this will be editorial log. Params will be limit 100. And do we have an offset here somewhere? So offset is 0. Yeah, it doesn't really pass those. So let's do an offset and then a limit. So then the limit is going to be this. Okay. So if I do that here, then everything should work. I mean, unless I'm tripping, this should work. All right, so let's write this GraphQL query. So then here we will have an editorial log. And what we want is the editors or logs. And then here we want editors, and we want the edit count, for example. So let's do that. And gateway error editorial logs, great. So then request.resolver get editorial logs is not a function. So get editorial logs, it is a function. Oh, I see. So here we should put that as well. So get editorial logs, and let's sort that. All right. And now, okay, still no. What? Okay. Get editorial logs is not a function. Get editorial logs, it is a function. Let's see where it is. So get editorial logs is not a function. Request resolver is content. Dodona get editorial logs. So it is a function here. Content index.js. So here in the resolvers, we have resolver and a content resolver. So content resolver, I see. So get editorial logs equals to get goals. Let's see. So here. So here we have actions. Where are the actions? So we have a resolvers, we have content, and then we have actions. So let's look at the get goals. Okay, I see. So all it does is does that. So let's do src content app. src content app resolvers, content actions, and get editorial logs.js. All right, so then here, this will be get goals to get editorial logs. And this will be get editorial logs. Okay. And this is get editorial logs. So now if you go to content resolvers index, content resolvers index there. So we have a content resolver, and if we go to content resolver, where is it? Oh, content resolver there. So get editorial logs is get editorial logs like so. And then let's import that. I do. It's a big project. What do you think? Get editorial logs. It is very big. It's our main gateway. Guys, we have over 500,000 lines of code. Oh, look at that! Well, we get null, which is okay actually. Localhost. I think no, it's not okay actually. Yeah, it's not okay. Okay. So now, why is this happening? Well, we get the right number. No, it's not. It's not open source, but I would love to. But if you want, I am happy to pair. So if you wanna, call in, and I can share a screen and we can work on it together, and I can kind of, show you the internals of it. I'm absolutely delighted to do that. So this isn't right, and I think what the problem is that this should be a list. So if we look at the prompt query type, then somewhere here there is a list. So prompt and then the prompt type. So if we look at the prompt type is, yeah, somewhere there is a list. So content, and then here the prompt query type, and then prompt is a content prompt list type. Yeah, I think that's the issue. So if we go to content prompt list type, that is content prompt list type. Okay, so that's here and that's here. Oh, I see. Okay, so the items is this. Okay. So let's go here. And let's go to editorial logs. Editorial log type. And then this will be here. So let's do that. So this will be here, editorial log list type. And this will be here, editorial log list type. And this will be here, editorial log list type. And then this will have a GraphQL list. And there, let's sort this. And then here, this is editorial log type. Okay, so I think now this will do the right thing if we refresh. And if we look at the query type, we have an editorial log, which is an editorial log query type, which has logs. Okay, so then the prompt type. Okay, so let's say this has items. Okay, so then logs and then items, and then this should move here. Right, so then let's do that. Put that here, and then this is wrong. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, look at that! It works. All right, so then we have logs, and then we have items, and then this goes the edit count. And if I do the goals, this will give me the goal as well. Look at that. So guys, just so we'll understand what we did here. We are live for about an hour. 25 minutes of it was bullshit. And what we did is we added a GraphQL schema. We added a type. We added a query type. And it is calling a backend service written in Python. And that service in Python is the end of the kind of the end point of the logic. And the GraphQL is simply reading it, writing it. So it is pretty amazing, right? So look at if we look at our change set, we change it. Let's say editor config is obviously not relevant here, but if we look at editorial query log type and editorial log type, we added a query, we added a resolver. So yeah, I mean, and it's completely and you can see we have everything that we want in terms of GraphQL. So we have an editorial log, and things that I do here, by the way, are completely you can see it's because it's a strongly typed schema. Then I have a logs, and then here what I'll have is I'll have items, and then it will know that an item has a goal, and it has an editors, and it has an edit count, and everything can be seen here. So I can look at the query. I can see we have editorial logs, we have logs, and then the editorial log content. So everything here is completely working, and it gives us this thing, which has an editorial logs and then items. Now I'm not sure I'm in love with this. I'm not. This is a irrelevant. So I think I'm just gonna do items, and that's it. So let's go to editorial log query type. And yeah, I think, can I do that? So let's look at prompt query type. So prompt query type has a field, it has a prompt. Yeah, I'm not sure I can, but let's see. So here we have a content, and we have a prompt. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So here, content, prompt, and then prompt, we have items. I see. I see. Okay, I see. So prompt is type this, and then resolve. All right, so let's see here. So here is the type and then the resolve. So why would I need that here? No. No. How can I remove this field? I'm not sure I can. Well, what I can do, prompt query type, then I can put that here. Okay, let's see. Yes, resolve makes the request. So here we have a content, and then we have a prompt, and in prompt, let's see what we have here. So we'll have items, right? So this will give us all of the item. Wait, what? Goal. Okay, so this gives us all the goals. We can also do like prompt context. Prompt context ID, because we don't really care about anything else. Okay, so this gives us the prompt context ID. What I want is I want to remove this unnecessary abstraction. So editorial log here. I want the items to be here. I don't want that to be there. So let's look. Editorial log there. So here, editorial log query type. So if I go here and I go to the editorial log query type, and then here I just export the editorial log type by default, I think this should give me what I want. So if I refresh here, and I go query type, and I go editorial log and items, great. So if I go here and I'll have editorial log, and then items, awesome. So this is what I wanted. So here we'll have a goal. So let's do that, and let's see that it still works. It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? All right, so let's look editorial log type. Editorial log type. We have, where is the resolver here? Oh, we don't have a resolver. We don't have a resolver here. That's why we don't have a resolver here. So let's bring the resolver there. Resolve there. So we'll have that, and then here the resolve. And let's go back to the changes there. Okay, and then run, and this should, no, it doesn't work, so let's see. Why did you write the internal API with Python instead of GraphQL directly? Is it of course it's possible, but it's, you know, if we try to write everything as a monolithic API, then, you know, we have 45 microservices. Each of them does one thing. And the GraphQL endpoint, so the GraphQL gateway just like glues things together. So it will take things from this service and things from this service and then glue them together into schema. So then the schema can take things from multiple services. For example, taxonomy is one service, company is another service, chat room is another service, the chat room cursor is another service. Person is the fourth service. Project is the same service as the old one. Proposal is different service. Reactive queue is a different service. User is a different service. User session is a different service. Workspace is a different service. And then even here in the workspace type, some of these are different services. So if you try to put that all in one service, it's going to be a mess. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So here we have the editorial log type. This is a new editorial log type. We have this resolver, which does something. And then if we run this, we get an error. What is this error? Expected iterable, but did not find one for field editorial log list type dot items. Oh, okay. So why is this different than here? So this is a type. Editorial log. Okay, so this is a type of this editorial log. All right, I'm not sure I have the wheel to do that. Okay, editorial log type. So then we do that, and let's go back here to the previous one. So now if we refresh, the thing is that now we have logs. Yeah, so this will fail, and then we have logs, and then items. And then here we have a goal. So let's delete that. Thank you. I really like it that you enjoyed. Okay, cool. So edit count count here. Refresh, and this will give us the edit count. Okay. Now, the question is, why is this? Why? Okay, so this has... So what I can do essentially is move that here. So move the items here. But then how do I resolve this? Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which part of the resolve is. So let's say that the resolve is here, right? And then the resolve is here, and then here. Let's see if that works. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not, but let's see. Okay, so field must be an object with field names. Okay, so then fields. Yeah, all right. Anyway, it doesn't really work. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Okay. Okay, so let's do that and run and run and come on, run. Come on, what's going on now? What's the issue now? Come on. Unknown operation named null. So this is here. Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in a second. Once I do that, I'm communicating with the gateway from a React app. Unknown operation named null. What? I literally have no idea what's going on. So let's see. So let's refresh here. We have a query type, editorial log, logs, items. Okay. So let's do that. Editorial log, logs, items, editors, right? So then here. Okay. So now this works. So before this stops working, let's do that. So git add here. Git checkout -b. Adding the editorial log to the schema. And I don't want that on develop actually. Okay, good. Git checkout -b feature adding editorial log, git commit. Okay, so how do you handle auth with so many microservices? Do you have like an auth microservice you always have to go through? So this is a great question, and I can explain it. So let's talk about it for a second. So here's the deal. All right, so here's how it works. So imagine there is a wall here. And that wall is network. All right. And all of the services live here. So we have a service, we have a service, we have a service, we have a service. Sorry about that. Sorry. So This is a network separated wall, right? So you have a service here and all over the place, right? And then here you have the client. And here you have the gateway. All right. So the client can only talk to the gateway, but it cannot connect to the other services. It just cannot, right? So this doesn't really work. Doesn't work. I mean, it's blocked on the network level. Only the gateway can climb above that wall. Before the gateway can climb above that wall, it has to call an auth endpoint. And we use one service for auth, right? So that service has a 100% uptime. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to underline this. And then it goes through and it says, okay, this is authenticated, and it's authenticated based on a token sent from the client. Okay. Then once we're tokenized and we have a client, we call the metadata service. And that metadata service takes that token and verifies it, right? So it goes to the database here, verifies that token, and gets back. Then, and only then, do you get a permission from that gateway to call any of the other services. And it is blocked by the network, so you cannot call them from here, and you cannot call them from anywhere else. And that is how we do that, right? So all of these services are completely stateless. They have no idea about authentication. They have no idea about the user. They have no idea about anything else. I mean, they're stateless in the terms of authentication and user, and they get the information from above. Once a service like this, for example, I don't know, this is a resiliency service or whatever, gets a request, it accepts all of the headers that will tell him that this is an authenticated request, and it just trusts that it is. Because once you get that with all of those tokens and it verifies length and stuff like that, then that's how we do authentication. So the services don't worry about authentication. The services don't worry about things like that. So if you had like, let's see. So if you had like an invoice microservice, you don't do any auth on that. You just tell the microservice, add this line item to this invoice. Well, yeah, you tell him that, but you also tell him, here's the user ID that did that, and go verify that this is a real user ID. So they're tied because the IDs are highly, I don't even know how to call this, but they're highly verifiable. Let's say it like that, right? So yeah, that's how we do that. And services here that are really important, also call this one again. So even after that, they call and verify that this is a real token. And by the way, we use a mechanism called R256. So each of these hold a public key. So anything here is not holding a secret, but they all hold a well-known public key, and the tokens are signed with that public key and then verified by the others. So once that token is verified on the other services and they verify it locally, then you know that you have a service that got authenticated, got back the token, and you have an authenticated request. So that's how we do things. Okay. So that's there. And there. Do we have a lint here? We probably do. Let's lint this before I actually move forward. Okay, so let's do that. Editorial log query. What? Editorial log type. What? Queries editorial log type. Oh, there. Yeah, okay. So here, GraphQL string is not. Okay, so all of these are not. So only GraphQL object type is here, so we don't really use that. Line 12 now is missing a trailing comma. Why is it missing a trailing comma? We don't really need a trailing comma here. Resolve this, and that. So why is this here? Okay, so let's say that this is a trailing comma, which is really not. And then 14 is missing a trailing comma. All right. So args, args is important but never used. Args is defined but never used, but it's used here. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, I don't know what this is talking about. I don't know if it's been a while. It's just been, you know, I don't know. I don't know, Glutinous. It's probably my fault. I don't know. One second. Just 1 second. All right. Oh yeah, I'm from Greg's stream. Okay, so now 1 second. All right. Okay, so now what we want. Why is this not used? Line 26. Oh, it's content Dodona.js. Content Dodona here. Args line 26. Okay. So then this will request an args. And then where is this? Oh, I see here. 26. And then let's do that here. And then this will pass. Okay. Oh, good, great job, man. The Ergodox is such a great keyboard, man. Such a great keyboard. By the way, which version did you buy? Did you buy the printed version on the one or the one without? Lint. All right, just 1 second. All right. Okay. Um, just 1 second. I need to fix something here. Okay. Twitch. Okay, so I'm starting with the printed to help get a feel for it. Figured I'd be pecking keys for a while. So here's the deal. So I have the printed version at work, and I got the blank version for home. And if you look at the blank version, wait a second here. Excuse me, I don't know why this is so. All right. So, I have the blank version, and if you I don't know if you can see that, but the blank version, each row has a different shape to the key. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's not straight. And yeah, you can clearly see that here. Here. So you can see that here. So what it does basically that it helps you type. It takes a long time to get used to because if you can see here, then look at how small this space is compared to like this space down here. And it takes a while to like not type both of these keys together, but it's worth it. And I have the printed version at the office, and I have the blank version here at the home office. And yeah. It's pretty cool. Okay. So here and here and here. So now we have this. Okay. So here's the deal. It takes a while, and you should be prepared for that. It took me a good couple of weeks to do that. So you have to accept it. You have to accept that this is what it will take. I mean, I'm not saying it will take you 2 weeks. You might, for you it might take a week. What I'm saying is that you should be aware that it takes a little bit of time. All right, so now we are on the React part. So on the React part, let's see what we have here. So we have SRC, then we have apps, and then we have modules, and then we have prompts, we have components, and we have prompt context. So here, let's say we have a list item, okay, and we have containers. So default prompt container, and then we have a prompts container, and prompts container, we have these upserts, we have a prompts query. So queries prompts.graphql, and this does a query for this and this. React looks different. Yes, it does. It does look different for sure. So connect, and then GraphQL prompts query, GraphQL here, GraphQL there, here, and then a wrapper. So prompts container. Let's see where this is being imported. Here. So prompt container. And goal is goal, and current prompt ID is current prompt ID, which comes from here. All right. So if we look at this sample of prompt container, we can see that we have that and we have that. Okay. Cool. So now let's go ahead and have a project brief and then an onboarding here. So we can add, is it called a left pane? Yeah, so a left pane. And then here we'll have a list item and then items. So items, all right, I see. So left pane, do we have a controller here? So left pane, we have a nav bar. All right, so here, prompt, there it is. So we have a goals and then we have a prompt. Well, I'm not sure. Onboarding. So let's see where that is. So here, go list. We have this. Left pane, left pane. All right. So left pane, index. Okay. So let's see where we are including that. So this is left pane. And here we have navbar, left pane actions. Select prompt, select goal type. What is this thing? Let's refresh here for just 1 second. So if you go here to the network, oh, it failed. Why does it fail? Oh, here, yarn local. All right. So let's run this, and now this should work and should return with items. And it does. Great. Okay. So then here, let's go to the left pane, and then we have this. Index of goals, prompt. Oh, this is a different one. So this is the navbar, likely locale. Great. And then we have back. So what is this? Let's see. So we go to React. We inspect this component. So this is what? List item, list item. Okay, I see div goals. With router, this is goals. No, this is not what I want. I want that one. That's what I want. Okay, so is it? Oh, so goals, index, goal list, index. So here we have a change search term and we have a refresh goal. Goals. Wait. So main.js. There it is. So here we have this route. And we have this router, and when it goes to goals, then the component is prompts or a solo prompt or a goals. So the goals is coming from app goals. So app goals index.js is here. And forgive me, but I'm not, and then this is the left pane and get left pane items. All right. So get left pane. Oh, this is bad. I hate that. I already hate it. Okay, so then this is editorial log, and then this is here, editorial log there. So then if you refresh here, we should see that, and we do. So I go to project brief, I go onboarding, and I go editorial log. Okay, so I hate this, to be honest. And this React app is not huge. It's like so small. It's our smallest React app in the company. Yeah, it's like it's super small, man. Super small. So then we have an editorial log. So why does this go here? This likely is here in the main.js. And then here, we will have this here, editorial log. And then component is going to be editorial log. All right, and then goals. This will be here. Editorial log from app editorial log. So then we'll have a make dir-p src app modules editorial log. And then let's have that editorial app modules editorial log. Do we have just an index here? Index.js, let's do that. And then let's just render like an empty div. All right, so then here, this will be div, and then something here, and div there, and do that. And we want that? We don't want that. Map dispatch to prop map. All right, so then here, goals. So here, all of this. So with router, we need that. We need the inject. We need the connect. We don't need the left pane. We don't need the goal list. We don't need the row. We don't need this. Great. So now all we need is the goals to change to editorial log. Change that. And start. Okay. So now we refresh, wait for this to log, to compile. I don't think we have a YouTube. I mean, we have a YouTube channel, but I'm not sure. Editorial log index. Select. Okay, so here. Component should be written as pure functions. How do I get rid of this? It's such an annoying like error message. Okay, so something here. So this works. Works great. So if we go to goals index, goals list index. What are we missing here? So we need this row left pane. Okay. I don't like this. Not one bit. To be honest. If we're being honest here. And then let's import row and call. And then let's say that this is acceptable, which is not, but I'm gonna do that for now. And then here, and then there, and then this div is going to be here. Okay, let's say that this is acceptable in somewhere. I'm not sure where. Not here, but let's say that this is acceptable. Okay, so let's say that this is acceptable. What do we get here? All of these errors, come on. Acceptable in another planet. I'm not sure even on another planet it's acceptable. But let's live with it for a while. And then we need this is selectable. Okay. Okay. What's going on? Left pane is not defined. Okay, got it. So left pane here. Let's say here. And then let's refresh. Oh, man, this is getting... Can't find modules. Components. App. Goals. Components. Left pane. Okay, this is... Match is not defined. Where is match? What? Oh, here, match. Match is this dot props. Okay. God damn it. This is bad, man. Okay, so then we have this project brief. You see, here you have this, and then here and here you don't. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I mean, in what world is this an acceptable functionality? Do you see what I'm saying? God damn it. This is bad. You see, this is really bad. It's just you don't do that. But I mean, right now, let's do that, and we'll fix it in a bit. Select goal. Come on. This is getting to be... Okay. All right, here. And then let's do that. Okay. So then this works, this works, this works. Now still here, this is main.js here. So we have this nav bar. So let's see where we have this nav bar. And nav bar is goals and prompt. And then Why? I want that all the time. Location.path name is prompt. Okay, so let's refresh. So now we have that all the time, which is at least okay. And this is brutal. So let's fix this. I mean, it's not my job to do that right now, but I cannot bear witness to this. So let's copy code globality hestia.editor config to here, and then let us exit this. So then if we go to goals index here, this is brutal, goals index here, and then we will go to main.js. So here we'll have this nav bar, and then we'll have this switch. So here we'll have this row, and we'll have this column, right? So let's take line 21 down, and we'll take this row and column, right? So let's paste that here for a second, and then we'll indent this. The switch will happen here, and then we'll have this get left items. All right, and then function create, and yeah, let's do that. And then this is going to be a function with a match. And yeah, this is not easy because you don't get the match there, because you're not inside the router. Well, I'm in the router. So let me think. So if I'm in the router, so you know what? Let me pass in this. Okay, just for now. And then we'll take that and we'll put that here. Okay, so now row is not defined and call is not defined. So let's import those into here. And left pane is not defined. So let's take left pane here. Okay, so let's refresh. Oh, this is brutal. Okay, so then left pane should be app goals components left pane. And now we're getting somewhere. So get left pane is defined but never used. Get left pane. So this should be here, like so. And strings should be here. Okay. So if you try to refresh here, we see that twice, which right now should happen. And then we can take that out of here. And take that out of here. Take that out of here. Take that out of here. Take this fucking thing out of here. Take that fucking thing out of here. Take this. Take that. And take this. Refresh. All right. So now we should do the same thing with the editorial. And row and left pane and select. And we don't need this component. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. And we just need this. We don't need that. We save. And we refresh. And look at that. So now project brief, onboarding, everything is working, and we just have that once inside of the app. Okay. So that is an improvement. What we need to do now is see why this is not working. So let's do that. So call is not defined. Call is not defined. Where do I even need call? Index.js probably here, and then remove that, and then remove that, and props const match equals to this dot props. I don't know where you would need this, but all right. So then here, and refresh should give us onboarding screen, and it doesn't because this should be here, and bam, look at that. Project brief, working, onboarding, 440. Okay, onboarding and project brief. Okay, and then editorial. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so then git st here and git add commit refactoring. Okay, git checkout dash b feature adding editorial log. Hey neural spaz, how are you? Git st and then git commit dash m adding the editorial log. All right, and then cd sticks, and then git push origin feature adding. Oh, did I push that before? Okay, anyway. So that is cool. And test. Okay, come on. Test 214, 232 passed. Awesome. So now if we do pull request, all right, work in progress, adding the editorial goal. This is here right now to gather feedback on the schema, file locations, and basic how to with Soltech. Thank you for the follow. File location, how to with sticks. I still have to add. I obviously need to add schema and resolver tests here. I will look into the look, I take it personal. I take it personally. This was crappy. You know what I mean? I obviously need to add schema resolver test here. I will look into the other tests to see how. But first, this is a first path. All right, so let's do that. This will give me that, and I will take that and copy this here and paste it there. Okay. Let's look at Twitch chat here for a second while I drink some water. So Silver is asking, recently we started JavaScript programming. Should I learn jQuery or not Node.js first or React? this question comes up so much, and the answer is all of them and none of them. To be honest, let me just hike up to the second floor here. Just 1 second. Mr. Demon Wolf, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. All right, so let me do that. All right, this is good. This is good. This is good. I think this is a good height. Let me just a little bit. Okay, so while I'm here, let's do that. Okay, awesome. With your take this, take that, still cracks me up. Okay, there. So we are here, we are here, we are here in Athena, and great. So let's go there and to Athena and goals index.js, and then we'll have this goals list, which will the goals container, and the goals container will be the actions, which is change this and change that. And then the goals query. So goals query will be that. Search term is the variables. Wrapper goals list. Okay. Okay. So let us add make dir -p src app edit components no app modules editorial log and we'll have a queries there and then we will have an src app. How many people do we have online right now, people? How many people? Who's here for the first time? Who's here? Who has been here before? I'm missing some activity in the chat. Let me know that you're alive and well. I'm here, I'm talking, and, I'm talking to myself most of the time. So let me know you're alive. Hey, can't stop. Can't stop. Hey, how are you, man? Such a great nickname. Syrian X. I think yeah, Vim looks different. I changed my my color scheme. I changed my color scheme a little bit. If you want to know what it is, then you can see that there. Okay, so. That lurker, hello. Hello, hello. Awesome. So if you guys are enjoying the content or not, or you want me to change something or something is not to your liking, then let me know. I've been streaming for 2 hours. So I'm getting to the end of my cognitive abilities, and yes. Add here git commit -m adding the editorial log, and then what is this rejection thing? Feature adding editorial log, and then hub pull request, and then here adding work in progress, adding the editorial log support to Athena. There, awesome, and then there. Okay. Thank you, Neurospaz. It means a lot. It really, really means a lot. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Okay. So here, let's look at the goals query. So goals.graphql. So what we're going to do here is we are going to add an SRC app modules, editorial log queries, and editorial log dot GraphQL. And this is going to be here. And this is going to be a query. What is this query? I already forgot. My God. Such an idiot. Localhost 3002 GQL GraphQL. So what is this called? Query type. It's called the editorial log, which is here, the editorial log list type. Where is this coming from? So goal group. I think, one second. So query type and then content and goal. Oh, I actually just think that this is just the name. Yeah, so content and then goal. Yeah. So I think this is really editorial editorial log, and we have a limit and an offset. And I'm not sure. Something here. Okay, let's see that. So then here we have editorial log, and then logs, and then items. We have a goal, we have editors, we have prompt context ID, prompt IDs, right? So let's say that we don't really need those. Okay, so we don't need those. We don't need those. Okay. Okay. So then there. So now if I go to there, so let's see. So if I go to editorial log index, let's say I want to do some spaghetti code here. So we'll have this. We'll have from this import GraphQL, and we already have connect, and we're going to import this goal query. So this is from queries, and it will be the editorial log. So queries will be editorial log.graphql, and it will be this editorial log query. And then here we'll have this compose, connect, and then wrapper. So here, let's do that. Okay. And we'll have that. Map dispatch to props. And we don't need map state, so this will be null. And then we're going to export default wrapper. So here we'll have this inject international and with router, and here we'll have this editorial log. Okay, so then here we'll have this editorial log query. We don't need an options. I think it will be a miracle if it will work, but let's give it a shot. Um, okay. What is going on? Nothing. Editorial log.graphql. Okay, editorial log. Okay, so here, and this is this. So compiling. All right, let's refresh. What is going on? Network. Look at that. We have this GraphQL. We have this preview. We have a response. Look at that. So we have this query to GraphQL. This is awesome. And now we probably have this as an input to this component. So this is already calling GraphQL from React, from an Apollo one. And we have data. And look at this. We have editorial log, we have logs, and we have items. Look at this. And we have the items here. This is incredible. This is just incredible. Okay. Cool. So if we'll have something like this, right? So then this dot props dot this, hey, how are you, Lucky? This dot props dot data dot editorial log dot logs dot items dot map. Oh my god. Map, and then we'll have this item here, and we'll do that, and then we'll have something like, you know, return this dot render item with the item, and then here we'll have this render item with an item, and we'll just return a div with the item dot goal, then this should, if it compiles, what? This is a reserved keyword. What? 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 What do you want from me? Okay, that's what you wanted from me. Okay, so logs is undefined. Editorial log dot logs. I just want to try that. Just 1 second. I just want to see if that's working. It should not work for the first time and then work the second time. Shit. All right, so then let's do that. And then here, and here, and here, and here, and there. Okay. Still not. Okay, still not happy. Come on. Why is this also taking forever to compile? Oh, so it's not liking this at all. Okay. Okay, let's try that. I just want to see if that's working. Look at that. It's working. Amazing. Okay. Okay. So now, um, how do we handle that? Okay. So what do we have here? We have a React and Redux app that is calling a GraphQL gateway that is calling another service that is a REST service, getting the data back and rendering it on the page. And that is nice, but it's obviously not complete right now. So here, I want to look at something. And what do we have here? So we probably have a list here. We have this, and then this is items, and items is here. So get items. Get items is data.content.goal.items, or this. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, and data is this dot props. Okay, so let's look at editorial logs. And is this all in the return function? Yes. So let's do get items here. And let's do that. So this is data. And const items equals data dot editorial log. Then data dot editorial log dot logs dot items. Else we'll do this as an empty array, and then we will return items. And then here we don't need the try and catch anymore, because it was an ugly experiment anyway. And then this will be this dot get items dot map. And now if you refresh, we should still see the same thing. And we don't. Why? If data, so this dot props. So get items here. It's called in the render. And then here. Const items equal this dot get items. And then here we'll just have items. I'm not sure it's really matters. Okay. Yeah, I do, but it doesn't. I don't need that here. This is just a space that I save for the webcam. So here, so let's look at the network. This should have called GraphQL, and it did. So editorial log and then logs. So items is data.editorial log, then data.editorial log.logs.items. And then let us console.log items here. So let's go to the console, refresh. And this gives us nothing. But it doesn't even call this anymore. So map state. So here we have this. Oh, okay. So here render is data. Okay, so I see. So data is this dot props. Um, so I'm not sure what I broke, so I'm looking at this right now. And let's refresh. And let's look at React. And let's look at this component here. And this component should be route and come on, this editorial log. So data has editorial log, has logs, and has items, and this has an item. So why is this not refreshing? Why is this not refreshing? So I have this, let's say console.log items here. Let's do that. Let's, hack this. So if I refresh this here, and I go to the console, I should, well, I only see 0, but I clearly see more than that. Wait. Is it editorial log? It might be. It might be. Yes, it probably is. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for this. Okay, so refresh. Thank you for noticing this. Okay, now we have that. Now we can remove all of these console.log items. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Glutonis, man. Much appreciated. So there. Okay. So now we can have a list. Items is item, and then items list. What is items list here? Items list. Item list. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. So then here we have a row, a call, a link. Okay, so this is just a list with the list with columns. Okay. Alrighty then. And then, okay, so I think adding the editorial log, GraphQL schema and query, and let's push this. Git push feature. Adding editorial log. Okay, so we'll push this, and I think with this, I will end today's stream. So what did we do? Okay, so what did we do? During the course of this stream, which is an uptime of 2 hours and 25 minutes. Uptime 2 hours, 25 minutes. Okay. So what did we do? Just to recap, let's open this here. So one, thank you, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. look, streaming is hard. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's hard. Um, it's really really hard. All right, so let's do that. What did we add? So we added a GraphQL query type for an endpoint in a Python REST server. We verified that the endpoint service gets the request as it's supposed to. Yeah. So here's the deal. In Python, I have that, but I don't do JavaScript. I don't do JavaScript almost never. I mean, if I divide my 100% time, I do JavaScript maybe 15% of the time. So the tooling around all the JavaScript and things that I do in my editor, it's not 9Ven, yeah, 9. Thank you for the follow. It's not as sharp as with Python. Chris Vanilla, thank you for the follow. It's just not as nice as with Python. So things like that our JavaScript front end people that work with Atom or whatever, they probably would have caught that faster than I did. But it's just I just don't have that JavaScript foo. You know what I mean? I just don't have that. With Python, all of that like Flake 8 and all of that is completely in the editor. But I just don't do JavaScript enough to invest in that. So here's to recap in order to end this. So verify that the endpoint of the service is done. Edit an Apollo client, which is not how you spell. I don't know how you spell Apollo. Apollo, I think it's that. Apollo client, I think so. Let's see. Where is it? Where is this? Just 1 second. Where is this? Where is this? Editorial. Smedward, thank you for the follow. Index. Apollo. Okay, yeah, Apollo. Okay. So edit an Apollo client GraphQL schema and query as a higher order component. So when the higher order component gets called, it will refresh the data or cache it for you. And then that added a component that renders the goals, the editorial log, and shows it on the screen. And this is somewhat complete, right? Because I just need to finish that. So all in all, for 2 hours, 2.5 hours of streaming, at the end of the day, is quite good. And I don't have any autocomplete at all. So you can see that get items. I don't have any autocomplete. What I do have is a basic like Vim autocomplete. So if I type something like that and I just hit a key, then I have like really, really basic. And that's all I need. I found that autocomplete slows me down and not the other way around. So that's the case. Okay, so that's it for today. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for the people that followed. Thank you for the people that subscribed. Thank you for the people that viewed. If you enjoy the content, yeah, autocomplete drives me nuts. So if you enjoy the content, hit the follow, and make sure you join the Discord, and come and go out even when the stream is offline. Yeah, good night, people.